Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from your angels. So please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear and open channel. And as you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. We have group number 1 on the left with You've Been Called. Group number 2 in the center with Time for a Change. And group number 3 on the right with Psychometry and Clairabilities. As always, the timestamps to your readings are listed below in the description box, as well as personal information of mine, such as how to contact me, get a personal reading, Reiki session, or one of my tarot, oracle decks, journals, or books. As always, thank you so very much for being here. It would mean the world if you liked, commented, subscribed, and shared my content, as it helps me keep doing what I love. And with all of that being said, I love you, and I will see you at your reading. Namaste. Hi there, Group 1. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from your angels, and you selected the first group with the You've Been Called card. Your angels would like to mention that they're aware that something about your life has changed drastically recently. Something about your trajectory or some really big key points have kind of come into knowing for you. That or some really big things have changed. Your angels want to let you know that the path ahead is clear, it is safe to walk down, and that you are guided. In fact, as the card says, you've been called. Now, your angels want you to know that your inner child is safe. And they're showing me like a lamb. They want you to know that sometimes it is being gentle, sometimes it is being vulnerable, sometimes it is being meek that leads you towards where you want to go. Your angels are aware that you've needed to fight, you've needed to struggle, you've needed to be strong, you've needed to be consistent, you've needed to be disciplined in order to get to where you are, and that this is a practice that you have honed in most of your life and have become very skilled at. However, sometimes when you let yourself be vulnerable, when you let yourself hear the whisper of the wind, hear the calling that only you can hear, and you let yourself follow that, never underestimate how much strength it takes to be vulnerable. Never underestimate how much fortitude it takes to be meek. You are very much aware of some of the greater things that have been shifting in your life, and you are also aware of your level of consciousness and how aware you are of things that those around you might not be. And with that being said, you also get placed in certain situations, certain environments, certain dynamics that others might not find themselves in. You have a very unique skill set, a very unique set of skills, a very unique collection of energies that make you you. So allow yourself to be brought to places that others aren't brought to. Be open to listening to the calling when others can't hear it. And most importantly, do not be afraid to be vulnerable, to be soft, to be weak, to be meek. And your angels want you to know that sometimes things happen easily. Sometimes you get a break. Sometimes the lion does befriend the lamb. And sometimes you have to go where you've never been in order to find where you're meant to be. So, with that said, group number 1, let's get into your tarot. Messages, please, from the angels surrounding group number 1. Messages to group number 1 from their angels. I'm feeling Archangel Raphael. very, very strongly around you right now, group 1. There is something all-encompassing about you. 5 of Cups. Messages, please, to group number 1 from the angels. Okay. I'm hearing the song Say You Won't Let Go by, is it James Arthur? With the 2 of Wands. Okay. Okay, yeah, so here's an indication here that you have been called down a path. And your angels don't want you to be afraid. I'm hearing this song that I used to hear in church a lot when I was little. And it's like, do not be afraid, I am with you. I have called you each by name. Sorry, I have a little cold, so my voice is a little off. But your angels want you to know that you are being protected, you're being guided, and not to be afraid. They want you to know that if you hear a calling and it aligns with your truth, never be afraid to go towards it. This is a balanced situation, and it's one that's going to lead you towards your own, I'm hearing your own undefined version of victory, of success. Now, the Emperor came crossing the 2 of Wands. So there might be a question of sustainability in a particular situation. There's something here about trajectory. The word trajectory keeps coming out. And number 4, of course, Ace with a 4 and number 4, this is an angelic guidance number. Your angels want you to know that they've been rolling up their sleeves and shifting some things around for you. So to trust in the changes, to trust in the things that are occurring for you, because this has the divine written all over it. This is not just happenstance. It is not just an opportunity for you to make a decision or for you to do everything on your own. It's not an opportunity for you to learn through struggle. It's not an opportunity for you to discipline yourself. It's not an opportunity for you to learn that you should have known or done better. This is safe. Now, there seems to be a question of the expression of your internal state. The things that are lunar, the things that are hidden, perhaps the things that are the things that you value, morals and values. Your angels want you to know that your truth has a safe space, and that some energies can be ripped off like a band-aid and not hurt. Now, they're showing me specifically that when you say the phrase rip something off like a band-aid, it often means like, oh, just bite the bullet. Do something that would maybe hurt and just do it quickly so it doesn't hurt as bad, right? But they're showing me specifically for you, when you do rip off the band-aid, it is because something is healed. It's because something is ready to be in the open air. Because something is ready to be out in the open. Something is ready to be revealed. It is healed. It is okay. The process has been completed. The band-aid's job has been done. And so this speed, this trajectory change, this calling, this truth, this realization, this is not only something beautiful for you to experience, but it is about something fresh, something new, something healed, something gorgeous being exposed to you so that you can, I'm hearing, take accountability for something lovely moving into the future. And again, they're showing me a lamb. Your angels want you to know that sun and the moon coming out together. Look at this. Beautiful. Yeah. You have seen the darkest of nights. You've seen the brightest of days. And this might cause you to err on the side of caution a little bit. Your angels want you to know that anytime something negative happens, you find the but, right? You find the silver lining. Anytime something positive happens, you also find the but. You find the balance as to not get blinded by the light or by the dark. Now here, your angels would like for you to take a step of faith towards the direction that has been made readily available to you. We have a lot of very fast energies here, and a lot about emotional release. Some of you, rain can be significant, a good cry can be significant, a heart-to-heart conversation can be significant. or just a rush of like emotions or intuitive downloads coming through you in some way can be significant. The thing here that they would like to show you is that moving forward, this will continue to get more and more prevalent in your life. This seems to be, you experience the tip of the iceberg. Notice how we have 5 of Cups releasing, 8 of Swords fast moving, 2 of Wands looking out into the future, and then we have something interesting here. We have the Ace of Swords truth and also confirmation of the message, a reaffirmation. And we also have major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, and they're not just any, it's the Sun, the Moon, and the Emperor. Your angels are showing you that something that you've realized is going to be a permanent fixture in your life. Something that you've experienced, a trajectory change. This is it now. This is life now. This is permanent now. This is a big deal now. And while this ripping off of the Band-Aid might seem like the event, it might seem like the event horizon, the singularity here, this is really only the portal to something bigger, something that is a bigger deal, something that is more energy to process, something that is balanced in alignment with the truth, your truth, and something that also allows you to, Ace of Swords with the Emperor, stand in your power in both the brightest day and the darkest night. So, your angels wish to give you some advice here. 6 of Swords landing right underneath the Sun here. Okay. They're showing me, look at the horizon. Now, they're showing me sailing, okay? So I grew up sailing, and they will always say, if you get seasick or you lose your sight, you get a little queasy, and there's not still land to look at. 6 of Swords, waiting for the boat to land from the rocky waters on the land, right? The seasickness. And that can be an analogy for intuition. This can be an analogy for emotions, anything that is ruled by water, right? This liquid energy. When you don't have solid ground to look at, when you don't know where you're going to yet land, this is where they tell you, look at the horizon. And so your spirit guides want to let you know, yes, look at the silver lining, also look at the horizon. Maybe some of you, this is literal, making those sunsets, making those sunrises. For others of you, it's looking at where the emotion and the sky meet. That can be an analogy, as well as it can be literal. The sky, open to interpretation. It is the thing that is larger than us. The ocean, the depths of our emotions, our intuition. The sky, the thing that, when we look up, it seems to be endless. Looking at where possibility and emotions meet. Or for some of you, taking some time to watch the sunset or the sunrise. Advice from your angels, please. But look at the horizon. If you can't see solid land, look at the horizon, okay? 7 of Swords, interesting. Okay, so this is landing in a past position that's kind of cutting through, ripping off a Band-Aid, releasing some emotional energy. Okay, so we have healing presenting itself as the past. But we also have this cutting forward. If it were to cut through something that's already been healed, already been processed, we have it pointing at the 2 of Wands here. So your angels want to let you know that it is actually unrealistic for you to expect something to go poorly. However, given your, I'm hearing track record, or given your life experience up until this point, it would make sense why you might have a difficult time opening up. It might make sense why you see your life change trajectory and all of a sudden it is all hands on deck. A lot of sailing analogies coming out here, so I'm not quite exactly sure why, but for some of you, I'm sure it will make sense. They want you to know that you might feel called to put all hands on deck right now, but that is not necessary. Your natural response to this energy is beautiful, it's perfect, it's the way that it needs to be, no more and no less. And there is also an energy here. 7 is divinely guided. Swords is your mind space, it's your mental narrative, it's your expression as well, your communication. 7 of Swords can often be deception. It can also be clearing problems off of what used to be a messy battlefield or something akin to this. Now, 7 7 pieces of swords in expression just outside of tarot. This does indicate that when it comes to finding balance in situations that might be rocky, when it comes to finding middle ground in communication, when it comes to seeing that your life changes trajectory, therefore your narrative about what your life looks like, where you're going, something is changing. And maybe the way that you think, what is possible for you, again, looking at the horizon. So, your angels want you to know at this time that it's unrealistic for you to be pessimistic about the situation or about what's going to happen, but that it makes sense that you might be feeling a bit jittery, a bit confused, a bit like you want to find rationality, a bit like you want to put all hands on deck, clear the bases, for lack of better terms, and just kind of clear the path even more. And your angels want you to know that there is a clear path. You see the clear path, okay? So, with that being said, a little more faith, a little more trust, a little more pixie dust in the situation could actually be called for you. And they say could because they don't want you to utilize that as a tool in order for you to, like, say, oh, I have a little anxiety. Okay, this is what we were told to do, so this is what we're going to do. Because that is still spinning into, like, anxiety and overdoing and overthinking. So, advice here is to be realistic and expect things to go well. Okay, look at the horizon. And one final card for you, the Six of Wands. Beautiful. Expect victory in the situation. Expect balance in the situation. Some things might be new to you, and this is good. The reason for this is because you're going to experience things that you've never experienced before, in a good way. But in order to experience things you've never experienced before, you must also learn things you haven't learned before. Go places you haven't gone before, meet people you haven't met before, and inevitably this will always be a little bit of a risk. But your angels want to let you know that you have been called, you have what it takes, you are strong enough. There is a horizon to look at, and beyond the horizon is solid land. There is balance, there is truth, there is integrity, there is trust in the situation, that this is always the way something was meant to go, believe it or not, they're saying. And there's also an energy here of trusting that your crown, your throne, your integrity, there's something about this Emperor energy that's not expressing itself fully. Okay, that might be a literal sign for you. I'm trying to pull the message out of the card. Okay. Okay. Trust that the things that are occurring are more precise than they are eventful. There is less for you to do, worry about, think about, maneuver, strategize than you might be used to, than you might be comfortable with. So, your angels want you to know that your job at this point in time is to focus on the positive and bring yourself into balance. When your life trajectory changes, when you change your job, when you change your relationship status, when you change your friend group, when you make a big change in life, when you have a big intuitive download that changes the way that you see the world, when you start feeling an emotion you've never felt before, things like this, right? Oftentimes we can look at something that feels new and see it as being out of balance or off center to where our center usually is. And your angels want you to know that you are being nudged to a different vibrational center. So if you feel nudged in a particular direction, instead of trying to pull it back and balance it out, explore the unknown. Explore what it looks like from that new perspective. Let yourself shift a little to the right, or a little to the left, or a little up, or a little down. And a little to the right might be off balance from where you were, and where you were might have been perfectly balanced based upon your life's trajectory, your past, present, future, your life experiences, your mind, body, spirit. But when you throw another piece into the equation, when you throw new information into the equation, when something like this occurs, whatever this is, when you hear this calling, you can stay balanced But what that means and what that will look like and how that will feel might be different than what you're used to. So, trust that you have clarity and that you're being led from they're showing me the moon to the Ace of Swords to the sun. You have clarity, as much clarity as you need to lead you from what is unseen into the light of day. And in the meanwhile, trust that every move that's being made concerning you and the situation or situations from your angels, from every piece of the puzzle here, everything is precise, everything is checkmate. There's nothing for you to do, there's nothing for you to mess up, there's nothing for you to achieve. Look at the horizon, and soon enough you'll see solid land, you'll see where you're meant to go, and before you know it, you'll be able to pull in, anchor, and explore new land. So on your way to the new territory, trust that you've been called. And they want to say that sometimes there's a reason for the things that we can't explain. But when you learn what the reason is, you're no longer in a place of it being miraculous that you can't explain it. So enjoy both pieces of that puzzle, because one might be the water and the other might be the land. And once you're on the land and you've been there for a while, you might be surprised at the perspective that you used to have after you've naturalized there a little bit. They're showing me intuitively this book. It's called Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott Odell, and that might be significant for some of you. It might be a sign. Others of you might find interest in looking at like the synopsis of the story or something, but Spirit was showing me that, so your angels kind of wanted to bring that into the equation as well. So, with that being said, that is your channeled message to you from your angels group number 1. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity for you and your situation. I'm sending you so much love, light, and gratitude. Best of luck with everything going on. Your angels love you, and so do I. I hope you have an amazing and beautiful rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. I'll see you next time, and namaste. Hi there, Group 2. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we are taking a look at channeled messages to you from your angels, and you selected the second group with the Time for a Change card. Now, tapping into the energy here, your angels want to show you something. They're showing me a golden circle or halo that is being placed upon your head. There's something here about your sweetness, your innocence, your sovereignty, your purity that is really making a mark on those around you at this time, whether or not you see it. There is something here about you having faith and hope and optimism and joy and this childlike wonder of the world. Childlike, not childish. And this is creating change in your surroundings and the environments around you. Now, your angels want to let you know that they see you, because sometimes it can be hard to be a light in a dark place. Sometimes it can be hard to have a dream, have a wish, have a hope when those around you are not necessarily, I'm hearing like buying it, so to speak. And your angels want to let you know that it is time for a change. You're right. You're picking up on a lot of things that are going in your favor for you right now, but in order for you to go to the top of the hill, you will have to swim up current. You will have to walk uphill. And so they want to let you know that while this won't be as hard as you might be thinking it will be, they want you to really allow yourself to honor the emotions that go along with you swimming upstream. Honor the emotions that go along with you having a dream that other people can't see, or being ready for a change that others can't fathom, or something like this. And they want you to honor those emotions and honor that space, and then allow them to disperse. You can, in a multifaceted, multidimensional kind of way, honor those feelings without letting them control your response to your dream, without letting them control your response to the changes that you are making or are ready to make or that you feel are on their ways for you. There are a lot of things about you and your life that are activating right now, and your angels want you to know that you're guided and you're protected, and that the minute that you feel that walking uphill, swimming against the stream gets a little too much for you, those are the moments where your wings will carry you the rest of the way. So, honor the way that you feel, because it's a beautiful part of the experience of life. But do not allow it to stop you from moving in the direction that you want to walk in. Now, this might seem as though you might start walking, and since you're going upstream, it might seem like you may never get anywhere. You might feel as though if you're the only one with a dream, the only one with a vision, the only one with a desire, that it might not exist because you might need support to get there. But your angels want to let you know that there's a reason why you're in this place, and there's a reason why you feel these changes. Expect a surprising message to come to you soon, one of good news and one of optimism, one that will give you extra momentum in order to keep going in this direction or to start going in this direction. Your angels have been hearing you. Your angels have been hearing you for a long time, saying that it's time, that you're ready, that you want this, that there is a change that you're ready for, or that you feel ready for something and you've just been hearing to wait. They want you to know that you're right, the time is now. You're right, you have been ready. And now there are other aspects that are being brought to your attention about the different bits and pieces that need to be aligned in order for you to move forward in this direction, to make and or receive the changes necessary for this. At the same time, your angels want you to know that part of the reason why you got to rest, why you got to wait, is because of what you are beginning to experience now. Everything is not meant to be solved ahead of time. Some things you must deal with when you cross them. Some things are like this while others are not. And this dynamic may, in and of itself, be something that you are approaching right now. Allow yourself to trust that it is natural for things to be destroyed. It is natural for things to be created. It is natural for things to be all-encompassing, and it is also natural for there to be a miracle. It is also natural for something to exist that never should have at all. It's natural for one person to question the status quo. It's natural for one person to try to swim up the stream. And it's natural for some people to be guided and supported by their angels. Group 2, your angels want to say, you're right, it is time for a change. You're right, it is time for you to focus on yourself and head in that direction that you so dearly want. But they also want to let you know that unforeseen circumstances will only hinder you so much. The pressure of going against the grain, going against the stream, climbing up the hill, will be one that you get used to very quickly. And when you reach that plateau, when you reach the mouth of the river, when you're no longer feeling that resistance, things will be very easy. Your angels want to let you know that this is the worst of it that you're experiencing right now. And that with that being said, it's okay for you to be keeping your chin up, looking up. Things are going to be good. They're going to get better. However, when a change comes in your life that you've been so excited for such a long time, and it brings with it unexpected trials, tribulations, difficulties, friction, resistance, do not allow it to be disheartening for you. Your angels want you to know that you have a halo placed on your head and wings built in your back. And because of this, the world sees you differently, and you also see the world differently. Again, expect a positive message that will affect your heart space and give you motivation to traverse the journey ahead. It will be long, it will be beautiful, it will be unforgettable, but it will require effort and swimming upstream. So, group number 2, let's take a look at your tarot. Messages, please, from group number 2's angels. Okay. Messages to group number 2 from their angels. You have been so prepared for something for a really long time. They want you to focus on your optimism at this time. They really want you not to get disheartened. They want you to be cheery, have a pep in your step. They're showing me like golden retriever energy. Okay, this is what they want you to focus on. Now, we have the Ace of Cups at the back of the deck with the Four of Wands. Beautiful energies coming out right out the gate. Now, change. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really bad, sometimes it's just uncomfortable, and we try to fit it into the box of good, bad, comfy, uncomfy. But you have the Four of Wands and the Ace of Cups here, right? There's the Eight of Wands. There's that message that we had coming through. Okay. Your angels would like for you to keep an eye out for, they're showing me like street signs, like directional posts. Some of you might be receiving extra messages and signs off of like billboards, signs, advertisements, stuff like this at this point in time. But others of you, wait for like directions. You might be receiving a message that tells you go right, go left. Take that thing with you. Little things like this. 48 hours, okay, is coming up significantly here. We have the Queen of Pentacles, 48 hours for something to ground. Okay, 48 hours before you begin your journey, 48 hours before you have this conversation, something like this. We have the Death card with the Phoenix here, and we have the Magician with the Seven of Cups. Okay. Wow. Okay, your angels are really trying to lighten up the energy here. I'm hearing the chicken dance, the song. They're like, I don't want to be a chicken. I don't want to be a duck. Right? Okay, so they don't want you to be a chicken. And they say this lovingly. What they want you to do, okay, is take a look at your situation and trust that you are evolving. You're ever evolving. Now, you have grown and changed so much, and you're still going to grow and change so much. A version of you that sees swimming upstream as a bit daunting, or doesn't see the end of a journey, is not the version of you that you're going to be on the other side of having swam upstream. Not only will you be proud of yourself, but it won't seem like that big of a deal. Think about before you learn how to drive a car, before you learn how to ride a bike, before you learn how to do something, it might seem a bit daunting, it might seem a bit scary. Right before you show up to the gym to lift up those weights for the first time, right? It might seem a little heavy. But the version of you that is comfortable doing this is the version of you that you're being called to maybe ask for assistance and guidance. Your angels want you to know that it's only natural for you to be a little scared, to be a little nervous, because change is imminent, and change, even if it's the good kind, can be a little scary sometimes. But they want to tell you that when it comes to your heart space, when it comes to your connection with all that is, your ability to see the universe for its truth, your ability to feel love and light everywhere you look, regardless of the situation, this is something that they want you to really hone in on right now. There is a lot that's going on behind the scenes for you, and a lot of these things are going to be pleasant surprises for you. They're showing me, with the Death, Seven of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, this energy, you are learning that you're going to have to swim upstream, and you might be doing it alone. But what you don't see is that you are going to be gifted with something like a rope, or those little floaties that they put on arms of kids when they learn how to swim. Things like this. What you don't see coming is that you're going to be met with everything that you'll need and more along the way. Pleasant surprises, things that are positive. And there is this message that is coming in that is going to be a missing piece, or so it feels, to something. It's going to put all the pieces together. Okay, it's going to be something that allows you to re-spark again your optimism, and it's going to be something that has to do with transforming the physical structure of something, or something that makes you feel like you are not swimming upstream alone, or makes you aware of the fact that you don't actually even have to swim upstream, perhaps. I'm hearing yes, so that might be for a lot of you. Like, some of you might be looking at a path, and you might say, oh my gosh, I have to walk up that hill, I have to swim up the stream. And you might be receiving a message, and this message might be, oh, hey, I'm in my car, and I'm right around your area, and I happen to be going where you're going. What if I just pick you up and give you a lift? Right? And of course, this is an analogy, but this is what your angels are showing me. Right now, you are sitting in that moment where you are learning that there's a journey ahead of you. You're learning that there is a change ahead of you. You are being called to focus on the positive right now. Because while you might be looking at the direction you need to go or what it might take to go in that direction, you might be trying to plan, trying to organize. You might be trying to even divine. Some of you use divination. You might be trying to allow yourself to make sure you have enough sustenance, have enough resources, have enough energy, have enough something, right? In order to ground, in order to receive, make sure you have, I'm just hearing rations of the right things, right? Whether this is strength, whether it's energy, whether it's food, whether it's money, whether it's love, whether it's optimism. Your angels want you to know that the magic that you see and the magic that you seek are both within you. And yes, you know this, of course you do. But group number 2, you're being called to see how beautiful and brilliant you really are. And that no matter what changes occur in your life, no matter where you go, no matter what you decide to do, you will always be yourself. You will always be with yourself. You will always be you. And that will always be where your magic lies. You'll never be in something that you do or something that you have, or whether or not you did or had enough or not enough, or swam with the current or against it. You were always you, and you always will be. Even throughout your many growths, even throughout your many changes, even throughout your many transformations. And so, your angels really want to empathize with you right now. They want you to hold a little bit more space for the ways that you're feeling, because they deserve to be honored and validated. And they want you to have a little more faith than you currently do in some of the changes that you may, perhaps for some of you, worry are approaching, or for others of you, worry are not approaching. There is this connection that is coming really, really strongly to the heart space, to the astral body, maybe to spiritual knowledge, to your Akashic records, maybe just to universal unconditional love as a topic. Something will be progressing very quickly. And they're showing me that perhaps you may have wanted a change, you've been ready for this change for a long time. And when something shows up in your life, then immediately there is something that leads you to believe that it's not going to go the way that you've been waiting for all along. Or perhaps some of you thought that the change was going to happen and then you find out that it's not. Whatever this energy is, your angels want you to know that what's being shown to you right now is a bit of an illusion. In order for you to finish processing some of the things that you have been working through for the past few years. When you realize that you have to swim upstream, what is your reaction? What is your response to that? How do you feel? How do you prepare? Don't be surprised when you don't actually end up needing to swim up the stream. This is what you're learning and walking through right now. You are ready for a change. Something is coming in your life. You are very well aware that something is meant for you and angelically guided. But again, your angels want you to know that whether you swim up the stream or you get carried, either way, the beautiful part is you. Whether you meditate and you find the beauty within, or you open up your eyes and you see the beauty without, either way, the beauty is you. Your angels want you to trust that there are things that are going on behind the scenes in your favor, that are going to be tangible. They're going to make you feel like you have more of a say in something that you have been trying to, or waiting to, or ready to transform, process, create for a very long time. And they want you to remember that rebirth, transformation, change, all of these beautiful things, birth, this is the other side of the death card. And so, when a part of you is born, the part of you that is antithesis to that inevitably must die. In order for something to be finite, it must exist within the infinite. And this is not to scare you, this is simply to say that You're right, it is time for a change. You're right, you are ready for a change. You're right, things are going to go well and they can be easy. But the version of you that quakes at the sight of needing to swim upstream, the version of you that looks outside of yourself for the beauty in life, the version of you that cares so much what the outcome of this change is. This is a version of you that you are releasing. In a couple of ways, your angels want you to look at this conceptually a bit like a hijinks, a bit like an April Fool's joke. But they want you to know that this isn't their intention and this isn't what it is from a spiritual perspective. But this might help you wrap your head around it while you walk through it. Your angels want you to know that you have a lot more options than you think that you do, and that there are still two pieces. There's a fated event and two pieces of information that you have not yet witnessed. And this conversation, this message, this sign will open up to you the reason why you had to wait, the reason why you needed to have the perception that you needed to swim upstream, the reason why you thought that this change you've been waiting for wasn't going to come, or the reason why you thought that maybe everything needed to change in the blink of an eye. Your angels have a more grounded, tactical, comfortable, beautiful, awe-inspiring plan for you than what you're gathering by what you're seeing and feeling in front of your face and in your heart. But experiencing these things is going to be the part of you that cracks open in order for you to step through this portal that really, really shows you that you've come a lot further than you think. You're a lot more beautiful than you are. It becomes a lot better than you think, and something doesn't take nearly as much effort as you're projecting for it to. Your angels want you to know that you never have to say yes to a journey that looks tough. But in gently suggesting that you do, you might find that accepting the challenge proves that all you needed to do was be willing to accept the challenge. Maybe there was no challenge to accept at all. Your angels are aware that this might be a bit topsy-turvy for you. They're aware that this might be a little bit confusing or a little bit convoluted. But on the other side of convoluted, on the other side of complicated is simple. And again, they want you to look at these cards that are on the table. They're very positive. And they want you to be too. I'm hearing the phrase, I don't know how, but it's all going to be okay. And they don't want you to gaslight yourself. They want you to sit with the way that you feel and look at your responses and be aware of the things that you are inclined to do, say, act, think, feel. Because these things are on their way out. This is why they must come up. And so while they come up and then they come out, you then leave them behind. And this is going to open up new doors for you. Because you're right, you are ready. You're right, this is sustainable. You're right, something can grow. You're right, you do deserve better. And so, look at the magic that is you. And trust that your angels have a little something up their sleeve for you as well. Alright, group number 2, this was your channeled message from your angels. I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity for you. And as always, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. I'm sending you all my love, light, and gratitude, and I'll see you next time. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. It helps me keep doing what I love, and it's an honor to connect with you, so it would mean the world to me. Namaste. Hi there, Group 3. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from your angels, and you selected the third group with the Psychometry and Clairabilities card. Group number 3, you've got some gifts and abilities of the spiritual and psychic type that are coming online right now. You may have been aware of this for a while, and for others of you, someone around you may have seen this in you before you did. Or perhaps this is something you've experienced and maybe you kind of brushed it off. This might be in general, and it can just also be with a particular gift. Some of you, this might be your wheelhouse, and there's something that you can do or have experienced quite a bit that you haven't really been super open about. For others of you, you might be realizing how spiritual or psychic you've really been this whole time. Now, group number 3, your angels want to let you know that there's something here that you've been trying to measure, you've been trying to rationalize, you've been trying to put together, you've been trying to figure out. And they would like to let you know that someone else has seen this from a mile away, and that is why they were willing to try. They're showing me the word try in psychometry, and they're showing me ties, and I'm hearing cut ties in clairabilities. Interestingly enough, your angels want you to know that things that are beautiful are always worth the wait, and they're always worth the effort. And right now, you might be awakening to some of the depth of the literal translations of some of the things that you've been maybe dreaming or seeing or feeling or thinking. And you're realizing that the depths of your spiritual gifts go a lot more deep than you thought that they did. And for a few of you, you might be realizing that you didn't realize that something was a spiritual gift. You didn't realize what you had until you realized that it was not present in your surroundings, in your environment. And so, your angels want to ask you not to attempt to over-rationalize some of the things that are inherent to the soul. Now, the soul makes rational sense, but it takes information in order to be able to rationalize it. Sometimes we experience things that we don't know and we call them magic or a mystery or psychic or spiritual, and there is always a tactical explanation. We just might not always have it available to us, and that's nothing that a little learning can fix. The same thing goes with the heart. It is always rational to follow the heart if your emotions are unbalanced, and also if you have the information about why your heart and your feelings are telling you certain things, feeling a certain way, calling you in certain directions. This is why you'll often hear in the spiritual community people talking about heart-mind coherence and balancing just in general, being balanced, balancing your chakras, balancing your energies, your mind and your body and your experience. It's not head over heart, it's not heart over head, it's coherence and balance between the two. And another piece of this puzzle will be the things that are pleasurable to you. Another piece of this puzzle will be the way that you feel about yourself, and you can insert any of the chakras, preferably all of the chakras here. And your angels kind of want to give you this preface for, I'm sure, a reason. I don't know why. Normally I wouldn't do this, but they want to let you know that you are about to be coming home to something that you've always wanted to try, or you've always wanted to be more open about, or you've always wanted to go there, but for some reason, maybe what your spirit and your heart wanted, you didn't have the rational, tangible information. You might have had the wisdom, but not the information to back it up. And you might be around people who had information, but not the wisdom. And one is inevitably lacking without the other. And this is not to say that you are anywhere other than where you're meant to be. But this is to say that if you start experiencing an increase in spiritual and psychic gifts and abilities, and maybe you're a science person, well, group number 3, your angels want to let you know that these things are scientifically proven. These things are rational, and you can apply mathematics and science and logic to these things, and it is replicable. But at the same time, it does take a certain level of genius in order to access one or the other, let alone both. So, you might be a go-with-the-flow type of person. Your angels might be encouraging you to go with the flow, because sometimes things take time to open up. Now, there seems to be this air of mystery around you, and there's also an air of mystery to you about a particular situation. Your angels want you to know that something is a direct mirror reflection of you in the ways that you are suspecting that they are. And again, they want to remind you that the tangibility of your spiritual gifts is present. It's there, and it's seen by those outside of yourself as well. There's something here about your angels wanting you to know that you are worth the effort. Not just a situation, not just the result of something, but you. You are worth the effort. You are worth the investment. You are worth taking a chance. You are worth seeing what happens if you go down that road, seeing what happens if you take that risk, take that chance, text that person. Because this life is yours. And sometimes your angels want to let you know that when things bring up a lot of emotions for you, it's showing you that you care about something. When something confuses you a lot, it's because maybe your heart feels a certain way. Your spirit is recognizing a certain thing, and you don't have that information. You can't seem to put the puzzle pieces together, and that's okay. You might also have noticed inadvertently that some of the things that make rational, tangible, tactical sense around you with all of your information, maybe you feel like your soul is pulling you elsewhere, or your heart just isn't in it. And so here we have this energy of, if you want the information, follow what your heart and your soul are leading you towards. I'm hearing the song Heart and Soul, classic out there. So let's get into your tarot and see what your angels want to tell you, group number 3. Messages to group number 3 from their angels. Angels of group number 3, what would you like to tell them? I'm hearing that song by, is it 3 Non-Blondes? What's Going On? What's going on? Okay, 7 of Wands is in reverse. Okay. Oh, something is not going to be as nearly as big of a struggle as you've been making it out to be, okay? Group 3, this is my overthinker's pile, okay? Now, a lot of mental energy, okay, high intellect, that's good. You know, you want your data, you want your information, you want your science, you want your math, you want your tangible, practical plan, you want your blueprint, your formula, your so on and so forth. Yes. Okay, that's not a bad thing. That's a beautiful trait to have. You're very smart. But at the same time, there is a beauty to invention. And there's also a beauty to learning something new. Because there's so much out there in the universe that you haven't even considered exploring because you had no idea it even existed. Now, there are some spiritual gifts and abilities that are coming online for you that maybe you haven't heard of before. Maybe you couldn't explain them, so you would have just written them off. Maybe you're seeing this in someone else around you, and you are starting to get the information that you thought you never would get. There seems to be something that is coming to you quite easily because of your high intellect and because of your ability to have faith and go with the flow. So now there's a question. Now that it makes sense to follow your heart and your soul, now that your mind has that information, now that your mind is getting that information, now, do you make the move? Okay, so we have the Lovers here. We have an illusion with an A. Okay, we have a gentle nod to connection, to choices, to communication and expression, to your everyday life, and also to the way that you feel when you are connecting with something energetically, your third eye as well. Now, there's something here that you experience and you've been holding it back, and they're showing me, they're having me use a lot of tangible references for you. So in stoichiometry, okay, for example, if you have gas particles, say this is consciousness or just vibes in general, okay, not frequencies, right? Okay, consciousness. If you have gas particles and they're in a closed container, say like a body, and you close it, okay, 4 of Pentacles, you create a seal. But you have all this passion, right? That's heat. So you have a closed container with particles on the inside and you add heat. And 7 of Wands, you add pressure. And what's going to happen? It's going to explode. So it makes a mess. So what do? You either remove the confinement and open up. You reduce the heat, which is usually a response to an environmental factor. Or you remove the pressure, which is also usually a response to an environmental factor. So, and this isn't to say that the confined space is either, but this is to say that your angels are nudging you to have an open mind, have an open heart, open up your perception, and maybe let yourself explore what is possible rather than defining what is possible. Okay. Ooh, Judgment. I'm hearing the song Karma, 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 Karma Chameleon. That's a bop. Anyway, Karma Chameleons are showing up for you. And the reason for this is that your angels want to let you know that you're almost there for something. And this isn't to say that this is about the journey or the destination or that there's a specific destination or anything in mind. It's interesting. We have a stop, go energy. You're all in, you're all out. You're all in, you're all out. You're hot, you're cold. You're yes, you're no, you're in, you're out, you're up, you're down. A lot of music. Okay, you're receiving messages through music. Some of you might be like tripping out. Whoa, is this really how this person feels? Whoa, is this really messages from the universe? Why are the signs so literal right now? Why is everything attuning so much so? Because, my love, you are in alignment with the universe. Therefore, you are walking on top of a framework, meaning that you can open into a new paradigm or go back into an old one, but either way, you are on the glitch of the matrix. That's why this happens. You know what they say, Tribe Called Quest, when you bug out, you usually have a reason for the action. It's a wonderful line. Let's see, your angels want you to know, okay, that keep an eye out for things relating to birth, okay? This can be mothers or like pregnancy. This can be taking a look at maybe your birthday or the birthday of someone that you know showing up, someone celebrating their birthday around you, things like this, okay? Birth energy is coming up around you. We have the 3 of Wands at the back of the deck. They're saying, I'm hearing hidden, so that's the hidden energy, not always at the back, but this time specifically. All right. Your angels want you to know, okay, I'm hearing Karma Chameleon with the 6 of Cups. Now this is coming together. See, now you have that information, that piece of the puzzle, that clarity. Okay, group 3, your angels want you to know that something from the past is worth the effort, and it's always going to continue to be worth the effort. Now, you can put it off, but what you might not be seeing is that a certain door might be closing if you don't walk through it. You might have thought a door was going to be open forever, but this might not necessarily be the case. Now, this is not to add pressure. It's not to add heat. It is, in fact, to open your mind. Because with the Lovers and the High Priestess, this is something that is worthwhile, high value, very spiritual, very ethereal. This is something that is by definition intangible. And by following the intangible, you have a tangible foundation and the decision to essentially go, I'm hearing just go where no man has gone before. You have an opportunity to experience a very, very real version of something that you might have daydreamed about, you might have thought was amazing, thought was really cool. Essentially, we have this rationality of the dreams. We have this rationality, we have that missing link, that missing piece of what's in the heart and the soul. Group 3, your angels want you to know that your intuition is it's unmatched when it comes to those that are in your current surroundings at this time, and that if you're looking for guidance, you know where to find it. Some of you already have. Now, there's this energy of someone peeking around a corner, spying, and if I'm getting that someone knows that you're there. It's kind of like if a little kid is peeking their head into the door of like their parents' room while they're hanging out or something, and the parents know that the little kid is peeking their head in, but they're pretending not to watch. Because there's a reason the little kid is doing that, and they don't want to like break their stride, right? I'm hearing that song by Matthew something. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. So much music. Anyway, we have this energy here about a fear of the past repeating itself, and your angels wanting you to know that that is a choice. That is a choice. And that in the heart space, in the soul space, and now in the intellectual space, everything is aligned. And so something where you've been perhaps holding back from making a decision, or you made a decision to hold back, you're realizing now that it is in your best interest to flip the script. You're realizing that what you really want might be exactly the opposite of what you allowed yourself to do, of what you thought you were going to do. And why is this? Because you made a decision in a confined space, in a confined framework. However, what was not accounted for were the variables of heat and pressure. So, there's something here about your angels wanting you to know that you are guided and it is safe for you to fly. Some of you might have a fear of flying. Maybe that's an analogy for your career or for a relationship. Maybe some of you are afraid of airplanes. Maybe others of you are afraid of traveling, or there's something here about being afraid to fly. Okay, being afraid to like fall or fall deeply for someone, or open up your emotions that much, or there's something like this of being afraid. Okay, to fly, being afraid to fall. Okay. And I'm hearing that there's no flight risk. Okay, something is more tangible, rational, stable than you might think. And it's also more abundant than you are led to believe. Now, this is interesting that your angels are bringing this message forth in such a tangible way, because they want you to know that angels are real if you choose to believe that they are. They want you to know that your spiritual gifts will always be precise when you trust that they are. Because you can be shown what you need to see. You can experience what you need to experience in order to get you to what you're supposed to know and see and experience. Or you can open up that crown chakra, you can have more faith in whatever is around you. And this does something magical, actually, and magical simply means inexplicable. Because if you believe that you are receiving information and it may or may not be true, then this is the framework of a reality, of a paradigm that you walk. If you trust that the information that you receive is true, this creates a vibrational ripple in the energies around you, and it causes you to be receiving things that are true. Now, this also reflects back to you, requiring you to behave in that same way. And this is where we clear some energies out. You notice that what is within is without. You notice that it's a reflection of you. And therefore, when you see that you made a decision to hold back, you see that something was held back from you. You see that when you decide to go for something is when the opportunity presents itself. But that your decision to follow your heart, to follow your soul, to trust in good karma, not just bad karma, to trust in divine intervention, to trust that sometimes we meet people, we have situations, we end up in environments that are maybe not for now, but they're for later. Maybe you receive the answer that you need before you are presented with the question. Your angels want to show you that right now you're being given a choice. But both of the paths that you might take will lead you to the same exact place. The path might be different, but the destination the same. And this is a destination that you've been withholding yourself from moving towards. Out of self-love, out of perhaps fear of flying, out of perhaps fear of falling, out of perhaps rationality, trying to put your mind over your heart, trying to be grounded instead of emotional. But any energy of hierarchy is in fact imbalanced. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We have 1 and then we have 2 and then we have 3, but 3 is not better than 2. This is not better than 1. So, as you are stepping into a framework and you have these gifts opening up, and you're kind of feeling like you want to take that leap of faith, and you're kind of noticing that you feel like things are really working out for you and you're really, really extra super lucky when you start following those intuitive nudges, when you start listening to your emotions, when you start just letting your spirit take the lead, and then you actually get the information that you would have used to decide whether or not you take that opportunity, make that decision. That is when things start to flip on their head. And this is good. Your angels want you to know that something or someone is waiting for you. And although you might not be able to see, feel, hear, taste, smell, touch this, the word psychometry is standing out to me. And group number 3, for those of you who are unfamiliar, psychometry is where you touch something physically and you're able to see or feel or pick up through any other means of picking up information whatever is connected with this object. An example of psychometry would be going to an antique store and picking up a relic and picking up information about the person who owned that relic, either in the modern day or the story of the relic when they owned it, things like this. And some of you might be interested in ancient lost civilizations. Others of you might have a person on your mind. Some of you might be wanting to connect with an old tool that you used to use in school or in work or something like this. And your angels want to let you know that you have something that actually can tell you the information and the answers that you seek. And for you to get to that tangible, rational, tactical information, it will require a leap of faith. And so here, your angels want you to know that the choice has always been yours about when and perhaps how something occurs. But something has always been inevitable for you, because this is fate versus destiny, and they do exist, they coexist, and they co-create. Fate is inevitable. Destiny is subject to change. And so, your angels want to remind you that no matter how lost you get, you'll always end up home. No matter how long you're away, the light will always still be on. Regardless of which path you take, there is somewhere you're meant to end up. And that, with or without your information, something that you feel is for you is closer and more aligned with you than you think. They would like to emphasize the sustainability of a particular person, situation, idea, opportunity, etc. And they would like for you to play in your spiritual playground a bit more, whatever that means for you. Because there's something here that you know, or there's something here you've felt, or there's something here that you've experienced, that if you wore this on your sleeve, might have broken the status quo. And here you are, walking in alignment with the glitch, walking in alignment with the frequency, walking in alignment with the blueprint, with an eye on either side. Because whatever status quo this was always meant to be broken. But again, the timing and the way and the manner, that's up to you. But no matter which path you take, you will end up where you're meant to go. And this is not to say you don't have a choice, it is to say that you do, but your angels want to tell you that certain things are so much for you that they just can't let you pass them up. I'm hearing the song Passin' Me By the Far Side. I'm also hearing Drop. So you've closed out a cycle. And pay a little more attention to that music, to that art, to that passion, to that feeling, to that hobby, to that intangible, ethereal vibe or thing or person. Because I'm getting to tell you that whatever it is, whoever they are, whatever the vibe is, anything, it knows a lot more than you might initially think. And yes, this is information. It's tangible, tactical, mathematical, scientific, rational. And it might also be emotional and spiritual. Now, things that are out of balance have a hard time seeing one another. But things that are divinely in flow, things that are balanced, these are the things that change your life. These are the things that are unforgettable. These are the things that awaken you to the parts of yourself that you had not yet looked at. And there's something like this that is lingering around your energy field. And you might be trying to deal with what's in front of your face. You might be putting down notes, trying to rationalize something, break the pattern, break this cycle. And again, your angels want you to know that, yes, you are extraordinarily intelligent. And there is also such a thing as overthinking. Your angels are around you, supporting you, loving you, guiding you, and some of them are in physical, tangible form around you, sending you love and happy thoughts. And you may or may not be surprised to find a couple angels in disguise that may or may not have crossed your path and may or may not have changed your life a time or two. You are loved in all of the ways. So, open up that container and maybe take a look at some of those objects that might have been buzzing around your energy field when we were talking about that. Let yourself turn down the heat and the pressure on yourself a little bit and explore what you feel you want to explore, because that is data too. Okay, group number 3, that is your channeled message from your angels. I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity for you. And as always, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. It will help me a lot if you like, comment, subscribe, and share, because it helps me keep doing what I love. And I love you, and I'm grateful that you're here. I'll see you next time. Namaste.